Hi guys, as you know, all events and concerts for the year have been either canceled or postponed, and it sucks a lot. It does give us time to plan out everything a little bit more, and for me, that means making an even better outfit for the K-pop concert, BTS. As many of you guys have seen in concerts, especially K-pop concerts, it is a fashion runway and there's a lot of different styles going down, and I want to have my own individual style for the concert. So this is the first part of a few episode series, I guess, of making my K-pop concert outfit. I have a design down, drawn, and ready to go so I can show you guys what my idea is, and I'm not cutting and sewing from scratch, but I'm adding accessories and little details to what I already purchased to make it a little better, you know, add a little spice to it, you know, a little flavor, and that is the idea. So I'll show you guys the drawing, my design, the plan, and then we'll cut over to making the first part, the first item, the mask. Here's my book, and here's my design idea for the concert. I'm going for a feminine yet low-key alternative look, if that makes sense. I didn't color anything in, but basically the bodysuit has a similar color scheme to the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Dramatic, I know. For the mask, I have the BTS logo centered while being surrounded by Swarovski crystals in a purple color scheme. I chose purple because of the expression "I purple you," and I thought it'd be kind of cute and sentimental. The next staple of my outfit is the embroidered fishnets with the flowers matching the colors of the bodysuit. My inspiration came from Larika Matoshi, who created this design. I'm holding an army bomb, and that will also be covered in crystals matching the colors of my mask. This is really complicated, trust me, I know. This whole process is full of trial and error, as you will see in the next few clips. My first attempt was to have the logo on parchment paper, and then I'll pierce it with this ink pen to show me where the logo would be. The ink was purple and I couldn't see any markings. This is probably because of the mask and fabric, so it might work for you, but it didn't for me. Here I am, trying my best. Yeah, you can see me really trying with each hole just to pierce it with the ink pen, and sadly, it did nothing for me. Not even a mark. My next attempt was to just pierce the mask with needles, and that didn't really work either. As you can see here, you can't even see the logo very well. So that was a fail as well. My last and best attempt was to thread a needle and mark the major spots of the logo, all the important guides, and that way I can at least have a guide for me as I'm putting down the crystals. It low-key worked, and it's not perfect, but we're gonna work with it because at this point it was just, nothing was kind of working, so we're just gonna work with what we have. Now I have to choose the color scheme of the mask. I struggle with deciding on just one color scheme since I can usually think of multiple cool ones, but these are the crystals I am working with. The ones I'm looking at right now are two color changing ones, as well as tanzanite and amethyst. And all of these crystals are size 16, which I'll be using on my mask. If you have your own mask, you can use your own sizes, but this is what I prefer. At this point, I'm going to create mini versions of the color schemes so I can visualize them better. My original idea is to have purple surrounding the logo so I can have the message on it. I do really like the black for the BTS logo since it is already black, but I thought it wouldn't be the ideal match for my outfit. You can see here the 6 different color combinations in the top row with all the black. It looks really nice. But the bottom right corner is basically several combinations that I can choose from. I was just being lazy and didn't want to splay out each individual choice because that would take way too long and I don't have enough crystals for those examples. In the end, I like these two the most out of all of them, but I really couldn't choose, so I went on a break. This mask is one I made already and has the 2 color changing crystals as well as black. I'm just looking at it to help guide me on what to do, to give me inspiration on what I feel is right. As you can see, it's also important to note the spacing of the crystals, and I'm wearing it here so you can see what it looks like on. After going all through that, my heart reached this color scheme with the color changing crystals as the BTS logo and the purple interchanging with the amethyst. I just thought it looked really cool how the like purple and pink color changing just alternates, and with like the outside purple, it really just gives it that little kick that I wanted to have on my mask. Plus the logo matches with my outfit while the purple gives the message. Honorable mentions to the black and purple one though. This one looks really good and I feel like it would have been perfect if I had a black outfit. I'm trying the mask on so I can see where the logo will sit and help me visualize what's going on. If you guys make one, please remember that the whole thing will lay on your face and not a flat surface. Check with your mask and go with your gut. We can finally start placing the crystals onto the mask as a guide. I have not glued anything down because I am double checking to make sure they lay straight, organized, and that it actually looks like the BTS logo. Here I just realized that the top is not proportional to the bottom, which means I have to add more crystals on top to give it that pointed look. Here I am, again, double checking to make sure it looks right. This process is long, but hey, it's better than a crooked mess and having to leave the mask behind every time you want to wear it because it don't look right. I am now filling it in to see if it looks like a part of the logo. She a little thick, but I can adjust as I go. Here is the other side, giving me a basic outline of what I'm going to do. Big tip. Take a picture so if they fall off, you know how many crystals were in what row. Nothing is glued down at this point, by the way. With this plan in mind, we are finally ready to get gluing. My tools are the E6000 glue, which I will put into a syringe. Use this in an open space since the fumes are toxic if inhaled too long, but when it's dry you should be fine. Here's the hypo glue, which has a fine needle for tiny detail work if you need it. This black triangle is for shaking so you can pick up crystals facing up. Right here, the black triangle. I forgot to show you guys my pen, but you will see it throughout the video and it's not a big deal, it's like $2. I basically just pick one off, put some glue down, and then pick up the crystal with the pen and put it on. I readjust as needed and try to follow the guides I have set down. Do what makes you feel comfortable. Once you pick up speed, you can glue multiple crystals at a time, but be careful because this can also make you look sloppy if you're going too fast. Sadly, I knocked it all over, so I'm going to freehand it using the threads as the guides now. This is where that picture we took earlier comes in handy. To make sure the row is straight, I line up the unglued crystals to guide me once more and then just start picking them off and gluing them on one by one. Once more, they are not all glued down. I am just trying to adjust as a guide to make sure they are straight. You want to make sure that these rows are straight because if it looks crooked, then, you know, that's kind of embarrassing a little bit. I'm creating the outer corners so I can line them up top with the bottom. Once I am comfortable with them, I glue those down too. I am putting the mask on to see how lined up everything is and to make sure it doesn't look weird. I think it's pretty well centered in that when I turn you only see the one side, which is what I want in this case. Now I'm taking off the threads on the side I worked on and I'm going to close that half. Here I am trying it on again to make sure it looks right. So far, so good, and I am happy about it. Now at this point, we just have to fill it in and vibe with it. Here it is looking all filled in. It looks perfectly aligned and I'm really happy with the results. So at this point, I'm going to time jump and show you the other side that's completed right now. It looks so good, I had to put my hair down. Let me tell you, I felt powerful wearing that mask. Everything is pretty much lined up and every crystal on the opposite side matches the placement of the side I just showed you guys. There are tiny mistakes, like the purple side being just a little bit thinner than the other side, but it's not a big deal, it's okay. Also, the nose and chin area isn't quite equal either, but it's okay. It was literally 3 or 4 in the morning at that point and I was not functioning and I got a little too into wearing the mask because I look cute. And you can see me just completely vibing at 4 in the morning. Now we work on the outside. Once again, I am putting these crystals down to guide me. The colors are interchanging, so it is important to get it right the first time. This will also let me know if I'm not spacing them out enough. Just a heads up on the nose, I put crystals close together and when I put the mask on, it seems to enlarge my nose because the fabric is stretchy, which means the crystal spacing will be wider when it's on. Check with your mask. It doesn't look bad because the whole mask is covered, but if you were just doing sections, I would keep that in mind. Here I am gluing the top and the bottom to make sure they line up. I think at this point you guys know the drill, so we're going to time jump again to the future so you can see the next parts. As you work, put on the mask to see if it looks good. Here you can see what I mean about the nose. Everything is lined up and it should be expected because our faces aren't flat, so I'm not tripping. If you are covering the whole mask, then you can see the nose area isn't drawing negative attention at this point. Here she is, done.
And let's go! 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey! Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa!
JK, now we fix our mistakes. Glue on fabric makes stains. I took my time, but I got tired, so that's what happens. I have a bowl of cold water with some dish soap and I am just dabbing the spots with a Q-tip. It kind of worked, so I just left it in the bowl for 30 minutes. The water is still cold and soapy, but I just left it in there, pushing it down, let the whole thing soak and get that water in those little stains, you know? Take it out after 30 minutes and lightly wring it. If any crystals fall off, you can just glue it on again. It's not a big deal. You have the materials. It'll still look fine, so you'll be fine. Leave it on a paper towel to dry. For bigger mistakes, I used eyebrow tweezers and scraped and ripped them off. Again, careful with the crystals. Don't worry too much about the mistakes though, because you can barely see it through being blinded by Swarovski. I think it also goes away over time, use, and wash in my experience with the other mask I had. Now here's the final product. This is the long process if you want it done right, and if you made it complicated like me. But I think the results are worth it. Here is how it looks inside with artificial lighting. The mask is truly gorgeous and will definitely be catching attention. But in case you were wondering what it looks like outside, I got you. Hold on, I gotta get these angles first, you know, I'm feeling this mask. I wanna make sure I get all the angles. And boom, literally blinding. You will cause a traffic accident. BTS will literally see you across the stadium. You are going to need to carry a seizure warning. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the creative process. My next part will focus on the embellished fishnets. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you will like and subscribe to see the next parts and see the next finished projects. Bye-bye.